The story of the 2007 world champion Boston Red Sox began 3 years earlier on an unforgettable night in St. Louis.
Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
For on that night, the undying faith of Red Sox Nation was rewarded with a World Series victory for the ages.
Thank you, Red Sox!
After 86 years, the Boston Red Sox are the champions of the baseball world.
Baseball history had been altered forever,
The curse of the Big Papi.
and the taste of glory had never been sweeter.
To the greatest Red Sox team ever.
It seemed at the time to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
This crowd is now 20 deep, hanging out of windows on top of buildings, being a part of this wait for a lifetime celebration.
But you just never know. For the 2007 Boston Red Sox were a team with talent a world over.
We got a good team, and it's never the same guy. That's the great thing about it.
That's pretty much how everybody is. Everybody's ready to compete.
Possessing both character and characters.
You guys know that mine is a little ooh-ooh, okay?
It's not David and Manny every day.
Walk-off home run, Manny!
A team destined to succeed in the present
Mike Lowell has delivered.
It's Mikey Lowell. It's Alex Cora. Okajima.
Daisuke, he loved being out there.
but also built for the future.
Everybody keeps asking me, Jacoby Ellsbury.
Pedroia coming out with big games.
Goodbye! Pedroia, two-run homer.
Euclid.
Euclid gets in on the phone.
Once Papa Ball comes in, it's a done deal.
Swing and a miss, it's over.
From day one,
Everybody in the lineup, the pitching staff.
from 1 through 25,
Somebody different every day.
And the Red Sox have won it.
they had a collective goal.
Up as a team.
That's how you win games.
The Red Sox have won the pennant.
There's no team on the planet that could beat us.
And the Boston Red Sox have won the World Series.
That's unbelievable.
They were champions once again, and this one was pure joy. New England Sports Network presents Champions Again, the story of the 2007 Boston Red Sox. Following their disappointing 2006 season, when the Red Sox failed to make the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, the front office spent the winter searching for solutions.
06 was an odd season. We had more than half our regulars go down with pretty severe injuries, and we ended up missing the playoffs.
And the Red Sox, for the first time in 8 years, will finish lower than second.
It was the first time we're not going to the playoffs, so we know today's the last day. So it's not a lot of fun.
Well, we had a meeting at the end of last year, John, Larry, Theo, and myself, and we felt we had an obligation to do whatever possible to bring this team back to be a postseason team.
We made a serious commitment with the goal that we were not going to finish 07 the way we finished 06.
To accomplish this goal, Boston acquired a pair of free agents, five-tool outfielder J.D. Drew and sure-handed shortstop Julio Lugo.
We made the decision to be bold and really go for it in 2007, which meant spending a lot of money to go after free agents.
Foreign agents, too, as they rolled the dice on a Japanese phenom.
The developing story of the Red Sox winning the negotiating rights with 26-year-old righty Daisuke Matsuzaka.
We knew we'd have to take some risks. It wasn't a great free agent market, especially for pitching. So we decided to be very aggressive with Daisuke Matsuzaka.
It was a clear signal that the Red Sox are serious this year. The Red Sox want to win this year.
Once Daisuke finally arrived in Boston, he received a hero's welcome everywhere he went. And though he did look good as a Bruin, he looked much better to his fans in his Red Sox jersey. And those fans turned out in numbers to see Daisuke in spring training. and to remind their team that this was indeed a brand new year.
Welcome back, Manny.
The organization did such a great job with the acquisitions in the offseason, and they kept our group together, a good core of guys.
That included catcher Jason Varitek, corner infielders Kevin Youkilis and Mike Lowell, and of course, Big Papi, returning after a supremely clutch, record-setting year.
Drives it to deep right. It's up, it's gone. A new Red Sox single-season record for home runs, 51, as David Ortiz now stands alone.
But even with all the established stars and personalities, the biggest story in camp was still Daisuke.
We really had Daisuke mania.
It was wild in the fact that you had a huge media following.
Spring training for the Red Sox is kind of crazy anyway. There certainly was an added mix with Daisuke being there.
To ease his transition and strengthen their bullpen, Boston added another Japanese pitcher, Hideki Okajima.
He gave us a left-hander out of the bullpen that can get righties out and lefties. Putting a guy out there in the bullpen like that that can give you multiple innings on some days, it certainly does help a team get to a different level.
But there was still a measure of uncertainty in camp, like how rookie second baseman Dustin Pedroia would perform.
This kid did not lack confidence. He cared about winning. He did all the right things.
As did Jonathan Papelbon in his rookie season in 2006. Fresh off his All-Star year as Boston's closer, Papelbon was in the starting rotation most of the spring. But then...
The biggest story heading into spring training 2007 was who was going to be the closer for the Boston Red Sox. And today, we found out.
I couldn't sleep last night because I knew I was going to get the throw today. It's been something that's kind of been weighing on my shoulders for most of spring training, and finally have realized that closing is what I want to do.
When the decision was made to put Jonathan back as the closer in spring training, I think it was one of the key moments to our season. With him in that role, he gave us the ability to lock out games.
It's a feeling that's, one of a kind. The excitement and the pleasure that I get from that is like none other.
With the closer's role set, fans now wondered if Josh Beckett's expectations of becoming the team's ace would be fulfilled.
My goals are my goals, and I want to be better. That's the main thing, and I want to help this team get to the playoffs and hopefully win a World Series.
Boston lost the opener in Kansas City. But then in Game 2, Beckett took the first step toward achieving his lofty goals.
93 from Beckett as he strikes out Tony Pena Jr. The Red Sox have their first victory of 2007.
As Beckett and Boston savored their first win, Red Sox Nation anticipated the debut of Daisuke.
I'm looking forward to it. I think he's going to be great, and it's going to be exciting here.
And the Daisuke Matsuzaka era has officially begun.
The media attention has been absolutely incredible. And the spotlight trained at Daisuke Matsuzaka.
And the international audience would not be disappointed.
Strike 3 call.
Swing and a miss.
Daisuke's really hit his spots.
10 strikeouts in Matsuzaka's major league debut.
Daisuke went 7 strong innings, allowing just 1 run, earning both praise and a big league milestone.
Swing and a miss, Shealy, and that's the ball game.
The first major league victory for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
So many people were wanting to see the Daisuke show, and he put on a pretty good show today.
Threw the ball extremely well. He got us deep in that game, allowed us to get the PAP, and that's huge.
Following a 3-game set in Texas, the Red Sox flew home to play before the 308th consecutive sellout at Fenway Park.
Red Sox home opening day.
And both Beckett and J.D. Drew made sure they never settled in their seats.
Back looking up, and that is gone. J.D. Drew has his first home run in a Red Sox uniform.
And the ball game is over. The Boston Red Sox open the home season with a victory at Fenway Park.
Daisuke, first game at Fenway, right here, guys, on $2 progress here. Step right up, folks.
Of course, it's all about Daisuke today.
Daisuke!
Well, the Red Sox certainly hope that the big investment they have made in Matsuzaka will pay off big time.
And welcome to Fenway Park for this big event. Daisuke Matsuzaka makes his Fenway Park debut.
And you couldn't have scripted a better opening act. as Daisuke faced his fellow countryman, Ichiro.
And here they meet in the major leagues head-to-head at Fenway Park.
And an entire nation is watching this one right now.
The pitch, swinging a ground ball, stabbed by Daisuke nicely, throws to first for the out.
But while the talented Japanese imports got the kind of attention reserved for visiting royalty, it was Seattle's King who stole the show.
Then what a night for Felix Hernandez.
Through 7. Hernandez has a no-hitter.
Drew broke up King's no-hit bid in the 8th. But Seattle and Hernandez still walked away with the victory.
Felix Hernandez took the Red Sox and their fans out of this game here tonight.
But the energy quickly returned. That tends to happen when the team from the Bronx pays a visit.
The hype is always there. Yankees, Red Sox. It's the Super Bowl. It's the 7th game of the World Series. It's do or die every time.
Red Sox take the field against the New York Yankees for the first time in 2007.
And in their first salvo of the season, the Red Sox would dramatically come back from a 4-run deficit against an old foe.
To right field and in for a hit for Varitek. And it's now a 2-run game. That's in the corner and trouble. Varitek being waved all the way around. The center field from third comes Chris. The Red Sox take the lead.
With Papelbon unavailable, Red Sox fans got a glimpse of good things to come from Okajima.
They struck him out. The Red Sox win.
What an ending to this game. Okajima coming in the first Yankee-Red Sox game and picks up the save in a 1-run ball game.
Putting a guy out there in the bullpen like that that can give you multiple innings on some days, there's no way we win without him.
So after winning the first 2, all that stood in the way of a Boston sweep was a rookie pitcher.
The Yankees have a 3-0 lead for their young lefty, Chase Wright.
But Boston would soon chase Wright, because when these two teams get together, something special always seems to happen.
That one is hit well. That one is on its way. And goodbye. That one is hit deep. J.D. Drew has gotten a hold of one. On its way and out of here. Now Lowell. And this game is going to be tied up. That one's headed for New Hampshire. What a shot. That ball is hit. And that one is on its way. Number 4 in a row.
For the first time in Red Sox history, 4 consecutive home runs. Ramirez, Drew, Lowell, and now Jason Varitek to give the Red Sox the lead.
The record-tying 4-home-run barrage earned Boston a sweep and secured first place in the AL East. But more importantly, it set the tone for a season-long battle with the arch-rival Yankees.
The Red Sox off to a great start. After 25 games, Boston is 16-9.
Read all about your smoking red hot first place Red Sox.
They played great baseball out of the chute and were able to get that big lead.
And they've opened up their biggest lead in 12 years in the East.
Our pitching really helped us get off to a good start. When you get good pitching, you got a chance to win.
Early in the season, Josh Beckett's brilliant pitching led the Red Sox to a big lead in the AL East.
The winningest pitcher in the American League so far in the young season, the right-hander Josh Beckett, who's 5-0 with a 2.48 ERA.
I think he established right away what kind of pitcher he was going to be for us, which was exciting.
Strike 3 called.
What a great start it has been for Josh Beckett. 7-0 on the season, the 2.51 ERA.
Josh took the ball and began to cement his place here, and we steamrolled.
Josh Beckett was outstanding.
Next up, 40-year-old Tim Wakefield, hoping to rebound from a tough 06 season when he won just 7 games.
Tim Wakefield's really been hot. Back-to-back shutouts against Minnesota and Toronto.
Swing and a miss. Wakefield off to the great start.
He's been sensational.
Key to my success this year was just staying healthy for a full 30 to 32 starts.
That's a nasty knuckleball there from Wakefield.
Having the team that was behind me, the great defense.
Coco Crisp back towards the triangle to make the over-the-shoulder catch.
What a play!
A great offense.
Sox coming out swinging tonight.
Doug Mirabelli being behind the plate again for me for this year really sets the tone for me and gives me a lot of confidence.
4th strikeout for Tim Wakefield.
Red Sox continue to roll.
But not everyone on the Sox was off to a hot start. Rookie Dustin Pedroia struggled out of the gate.
There were a lot of critics about this little guy having this huge uppercut swing, and the people were barking to start Alex Cora.
His averages tumbled down to 167.
We knew that there was a chance Dustin would struggle early.
Pedroia's having a real rough start for the Boston Red Sox.
When Tito and I met with Pedroia in spring training, we told him, hey, this is your job. You're the second baseman. Even if you're hitting $150 in May, you're still going to be the guy. And then look up in May, he's hitting $150. We said, Dustin, you didn't have to go out and actually prove it.
And he's in a long slump. Last 17 games, batting just 104.
He did all the right things. He just got off to a slow start, which young guys do. But he never wavered, and so I think for us to waver would have been a huge mistake.
One hit today. Doesn't matter where. It don't have to be to left field. It could be right field, center field.
Anywhere.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just one.
Stayed with him. He persevered. He battled.
Teammates are pulling for Dustin Pedroia.
Dustin Pedroia gets it done.
How about this guy, Pedroia? Unbelievable. Feisty, plucky, has fought himself out of that horrible slump he was in April.
What impressed me most was how he turned things around from April till May.
11-game hit streak for Pedroia.
He is on fire.
Boston's patient approach paid off on a special Sunday in May.
This year was pretty special. We had a different hero every night. No deficit was too great.
Not even 5 runs in the 9th against Baltimore.
Here's the pitch, and it swung on a weak pop-up left side of the diamond. The third baseman gives way to the catcher, and Hernandez dropped it.
And the Red Sox catch a break.
We got a break to get the first guy on, and then David kind of got us going with the big double.
There's a drive hammered deep toward left center field by the wall.
Crisp coming all the way around from first base, and the Red Sox are finally on the board.
Every once in a while, we really do something special.
Swinging a high ground ball left side through for a base hit. Ortiz will stop at third.
There's some magic here.
Inside, ball 4. The tying run comes to the plate in the person of Kevin Youkilis.
We have some pretty terrific players that don't quit playing.
Inside, and he walks in a run. And it's 5-2 now.
That's a good combination.
Varitek lines it into right center field. From third comes Pena. J.D. Drew in behind him. 2 runs are in, and it's a 1-run game now. Drama in the 9th for the Red Sox, who have scored 4 times.
So it's come down to this. 3 men on, 2 men out, and a 3-2 count to Julio Lugo.
But Lugo was struggling, already 0 for 4 in the game.
All right, it's up to Lugo.
You're not going to swing at balls. You're going to swing at strikes. Being patient and aggressive at the same time. And that's what we are.
Lugo chops it right side. Millar's going to need help. Over is Ray. The play, no! Here comes another run. Red Sox win! Varitek in, Hinsky in. Boston comes all the way back. A 6-run night.
This is a lot about us. You know, we was down 5 runs in the last inning, and we never gave up. They came out, right, got some hits, some walks, and, you know, we did it. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
The Mother's Day miracle helped the Red Sox to the league's best record. A record earned thanks in large part to a new homegrown hero in Boston, as Kevin Youkilis was putting on quite a show.
Fly ball out towards deep right center. Still going, and it is off the wall. Kicks by him. Youkilis going to have a shot to come all the way around. Youkilis around third. He's going to come all the way around for the inside the park home run.
It was definitely a lot of fun to go to the yard.
Oh, is he going to get it for that?
Every at-bat looks like life and death to Kevin Youkilis. So people appreciate that passion and have gravitated to him. I mean, as a major fan favorite.
How consistent was Uke in 2007? Good enough to hit in 23 straight games.
Youkilis extends the hitting streak. Man, is he hot. 23 games for Kevin Youkilis.
I felt good. I felt locked in and just felt very confident that no matter what guy was out there, I felt like I could get a hit at any time.
Although Youkilis was having success, the Red Sox stumbled in early June, losing 4 straight. They needed someone to stop the bleeding, and Curt Schilling was just what the doctor ordered, as he took a no-hitter into the 9th against Oakland.
All eyes focused on 40-year-old Curt Schilling.
Curt Schilling takes tremendous pride in his role as a stopper on this Red Sox staff, and this is a chance for him to try to put the brakes on a 4-game losing streak.
Kendall chops it to short. Lugo again. 2 down in the 9th. And Schilling it out away.
Anytime, you have a pitcher that's going to make history with a no-hitter, it's always exciting. But it was a big game for the Red Sox.
1 out away for Curt Schilling. Shannon Stewart standing in the way.
He came up with 2 outs, and I had a plan for him.
Into right field, a base hit. Unbelievable.
The no-hitter is gone.
I was thinking, and Ted called slider. I shook him off and threw a fastball away, and now, I got to go what if.
40-year-old Curt Schilling, 1 out away from a no-hitter, but it's not to be today.
After that hit, he's like, hey, I'm getting on this mound, let's go.
And now all focus on winning the game.
It's a 1-0 game. Get the out. Again, we needed to win more than anything today.
Cora will make the basket catch, and the Red Sox win on the 1-hitter.
Not only just to win a game, but the way he did it brought everybody's energy level back up a notch.
The stress of his brilliant performance took its toll on the right-hander, as he was soon placed on the disabled list for 6 weeks. But the one-hitter inspired the rest of the staff. As Daisuke shut out the Giants through 7, and Okajima schooled Barry Bonds on 3 straight pitches.
The 2-0 Bonds. In for a strike, 2-1. 2-2. 2-2. A call, strike 3.
No matter who was out there pitching, the captain, Jason Varitek, was calling the shots.
That C on his uniform should be bigger.
Tech is the most prepared baseball player I've ever been around. He's great because he comes up to you before you start. He's like, hey, you want to go over these guys?
He's a guy that will meet with his pitcher between innings, even if it's his at bat. If he wants to tell him something about how to work a guy.
He's very outspoken about what he thinks works with these guys, and he's very knowledgeable about it because he does the legwork.
And Beckett provided the arm, beating some of the best in the majors.
At the time, PV was the #1 starter, and they match up out in San Diego. Tim Hudson down in Atlanta.
7 strikeouts for Beckett.
And I think he looked upon those situations and those challenges in a way to prove that not only is he an equal, but he has such a drive to become the best.
Josh Beckett working on his 4th consecutive win.
As the game-winning pace setter in the majors, Beckett was looking very much like the cream of the crop.
The Red Sox take 2 out of 3, and Beckett a winner for the 11th time this season, leading the major leagues.
The Sox were deep in the heart of a pennant race, despite Beckett's best efforts.
Swing and a miss.
9 strikeouts for Beckett.
For what had been an early season 14.5 game lead over the Yankees had now dwindled to 7.5 by mid-June. But the young nucleus of Youkilis, Buchholz, Lester, Pedroia, and their latest addition, Jacoby Ellsbury, would give Boston new life throughout the year.
He was a fabulous young player, but he'd gone from AA to AAA to the major leagues all in 1 year, which is a big jump.
We wanted to bring Jacoby up for a cup of coffee early because we thought he could provide a little bit of a spark.
Bounces in, kicks off Laird. Ellsbury to third. He's going to try 2 bases and score.
His call-up ended up working out perfectly. He got some base hits.
Ellsbury grounds it left side. And he beats it out. First major league hit for Jacoby Ellsbury.
Scored some runs, played good defense.
He makes the catch in left field. Jacoby Ellsbury reels it in.
Got everyone's attention in the clubhouse.
Jacoby Ellsbury is going to be a superstar in this game for a long time to come.
Ellsbury provided the Sox with a fresh offensive weapon, but the man on third had been a constant all season long.
Lowell with his 5th hit of the night.
Mike Lowell was so clutch and so consistent all year long. He's a complete package.
It's gone! A 3-run homer for Mike Lowell.
With his stellar play throughout the season, it's hard now to imagine that Lowell was a subplot of the deal for Josh Beckett, where he'd become a vital fixture in the heart of the lineup.
Sliding into that number 5 spot in the order and becoming the guy who's going to knock in runs when opposing pitchers work around David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez.
Grand slam for Mike Lowell.
I mean, he's really evolved into the team leader.
Mike Lowell has now driven in more runs than any Red Sox third baseman in the history of the franchise.
He was our MVP all throughout the year. The production and how much he's meant to our lineup and in the clubhouse. You know, Mike's he's a great baseball player. He's a great teammate, too.
From the Boston Red Sox, infielder Mike Lowell.
The eventual team leader with 120 RBIs, Mike was one of 6 Red Sox at the All-Star game.
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? Looking good.
And Boston's efforts in that game conveniently helped secure home field advantage for the American League's representative in the 2007 World Series.
So the home field advantage will reside in the American League yet again.
But would the Red Sox be able to capitalize on the American League's All-Star win? There had to be a measure of concern when the perennial division winners began to get hot.
And the Yankees have won their 9th game in a row.
By mid-July, the Red Sox lead was just 6.5 games. Even worse, Schilling was still on the DL with shoulder tendonitis. But the Red Sox got a boost from their farm.
It was just really difficult, but we thought our young pitching would come up and support our older pitching during the course of the year, and that was a big pick-me-up.
Complete game shutout for Kason Gabbard.
Gabbard's shutout, the first by a Red Sox rookie in 14 years, was the kind of pitching performance that helped Boston overcome its mid-season struggles.
We went through the middle months, went through our injury problems, but because of the starting pitching, we got good innings.
Swing and a miss, and Tavares starting to find his bearings right now.
So it made it a heck of a lot easier for us.
And there was more good news as Jon Lester prepared to make a triumphant return, having beaten cancer.
John's story is beyond a fairy tale. This kid was on top of the world when he was diagnosed with cancer, and everyone in the organization kind of keeled over just with the weight of the news, except John.
You're 22 years old, you think you're just going in there for some back pain, and you find out you got cancer. So, I mean, it's pretty shocking, but we've got a positive outlook on it. Take it one day at a time and just fight it the best we can.
I think it set an example and a message to a lot of people in the cancer community and the survivor community. It was even more important than winning.
During the course of his recovery, Lester had received a letter from 6-year-old cancer survivor Jordan Leandre, who wanted John to know that I did it and so can you.
An incredible moment here at Fenway after Jordan Leandre taking a trip around the bases.
John, no doubt, had Jordan's inspirational message on his mind when he made his comeback in Cleveland with his proud parents in the stands.
Jon Lester, the 23-year-old left-hander, now cancer-free. His first major league game in almost a year.
Big miss and a big strikeout for Lester.
He came out and competed. He didn't get tired. He kept his stamina through strikes. He did a great job. We were proud of him.
The Red Sox beat the Indians. Jon Lester gets the win.
It's a lot of fun getting back up here and getting the win in my first start, and you couldn't have written a better story.
Following Lester's uplifting game, the Sox and Tribe traded 1-0 victories. But in what turned out to be an ALCS preview, Boston's bats had the final say.
Leadoff guys were getting on. We were all putting together a string of good quality professional at-bats. And then we hit for power, too.
Belted to deep center field. Wow. Bring out the tape measure, folks.
But beyond the pitching and power, it was Boston's sensational defense that steadied the ship through the season.
It starts with the infield. Kevin Youkilis made not only a Gold Glove year, but a historic year at defense.
Youkilis has just set the all-time Sox record of 1,300 total chances without an error.
For me, it was all about just trying to stay nice and smooth, and when you get confident and you feel comfortable out in the field, it does a lot for you.
What a play by Youkilis!
Coco's center field play was magnificent.
Coco crisp again.
Everything they hit to him is being caught.
More great defense from the Red Sox center fielder Coco Crisp.
Oh, what a catch by Coco Crisp!
It's easy to go out there and pitch when you know that you can throw strikes, and if they hit it, generally they're going to be out.
Pedroia in short right, fires to first in time. Nice play.
that keeps that momentum in our dugout when we take hits away from them.
Goes Pedroia to make the catch.
Tough play for Lugo.
Dives and makes the catch in right.
Backhanded nicely.
The Red Sox have become a very strong defensive club.
By August 10th, the Red Sox had been in first place for 117 straight days, their longest such streak in 12 years, and their pitching had been the key.
Strike three call. Swing and a miss. Daisuke gets him.
Struck him out, down by way of the K.
Daisuke Matsuzaka was providing a great return on his investment, leading all rookies in both wins and strikeouts.
Struck him out.
And on August 10th in Baltimore, Daisuke set the Red Sox rookie record for strikeouts.
Roberts has scored, and the Orioles are in the win column.
And the Yankees continued to surge.
The Yankees win in Cleveland tonight, so the Yankees gain a game on first place Boston. They're now only 5 out.
With their lead in the East fading, the Red Sox turned to their ace to get back on course.
The Red Sox pitcher today is Josh Beckett. Talk about a stopper to end a losing streak.
He was definitely our ace. If we lost a big game or we lost 2 or 3 games in a row, he's the guy we want on the mound to change things and put it back in our direction.
The biggest thing for Beckett tonight is to get this Red Sox team a win.
Beckett today trying to become a 15-game winner. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Beckett's just not even messing around. That's 97 miles an hour.
And I tell you what, the way he's been throwing the baseball right now, that's the last guy I would like to face.
And a swing and a miss. Nasty pitch by Beckett.
When you've got that fastball, you can throw it any time, and then a breaking ball like that, good luck.
I saw a huge difference in him from 2006 to 2007. I saw a young kid that came over here, wanted to prove that he was capable of pitching in the American League.
He learned last year that here in the American League, you need to have more than a good fastball.
What did you see last year that you focused on to do different this year?
Just getting back to the way I used to pitch, throwing all my pitches.
He doesn't think about just winning the game. He's thinking, I'm one of the best pitchers in the game. I can be dominant.
And so he was, en route to becoming the Major's first 15-game winner. But Beckett's victory came during a 2-month stretch in which the Red Sox played just over .500 baseball. Something had to be done.
We knew we had a solid club. The one area where we thought we might be in trouble was in the bullpen because we had leaned so heavily on Okajima.
So they made a move that was heralded as brilliant at the time, acquiring the last closer to win the Cy Young Award.
To have a bullpen like that, like 2 closers, almost 3 out there, I mean, it's worth its weight in gold.
The effort to get Gagne seemed a very good idea at the time, and demonstrating to your players that you're pulling out all stops in order to give them what they need is a successful thing in and of itself.
But Gagne struggled.
3-2 delivery, runner going, hit in the air to left center field. That ball is way back. Goodbye, home run, tie game.
Line to right. Back is Drew. He can't get it. They take a 4-2 lead against the Red Sox. A tough outing for Eric Gagne.
So the Red Sox asked their stopper to lift his game to still another level.
Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin the 9th for Papelbon.
Well, what he's done is anchor what we hoped was going to be a very good bullpen. When you have that anchor out there, it certainly helps.
Hey, struck him out, and the Red Sox win.
Those are by far the hardest outs to get, the last 3. And the way he gets them, he makes people look stupid.
Hey, struck him out. A 1-2-3 9th inning for Jonathan Papelbon, and the Red Sox win.
He doesn't understand pressure. Not saying that he's not a cerebral guy.
Timeout. You're talking to reporters using words that are way too big for you.
Those things don't bother him because he doesn't think about them.
Why are you talking so emphatically?
Pap's a perfect person for that job.
Emphatically?
He's so carefree.
Like with intent.
He has a very short-term memory.
Yeah, oh yeah, same thing.
No. Pap's Pap's a different kind of character. He's goofy.
Bam, bam. Woo! I'm gonna go back and try and get some sleep because I stayed out too late last night.
He's definitely a media darling. I mean, he likes when those cameras are on and he throws zingers out there.
When you saw him hit that ball, what did you think right away?
Chocolate chip cookie. That's what did it.
He's a personality, but that personality I don't know where it goes because he is scary on the hill. Those eyes of fire looking down in there at the catcher.
He struck him out. Papelbon gets it done, and the Red Sox win.
When we see him pump his fist in the air or stomp around the mound, he's not doing that to disrespect his opponent or the team. It's just the way his energy is shown.
When the game's on, he's all intense, closing the game out and getting guys out.
Strike three call, the Red Sox win.
That's all he cares about. That's how Jonathan is. He just goes out there, has no fear, and get that save and get those handshakes going.
Jonathan Papelbon becomes the first Red Sox pitcher to have 2 30-save seasons. The Red Sox win it.
All Boston on Chicago's south side.
Red Sox have pounded the White Sox.
In late August, it looked like Boston had regained control of its season. But though the Red Sox were energized by this impressive sweep of Chicago, the Yankees were on their minds.
If we win 95 games or more, it doesn't matter what anyone else does, we're probably going to get in the playoffs. And that is our modus operandi, but we're human, and you do watch the scoreboard. And the Yankees really caught fire after the All-Star break.
The Yankees have won 7 straight games.
We knew that would happen. They're too good a club to struggle the way they had been.
So with cautious optimism, the Red Sox embarked on a 3-game series, throwing their 3 best pitchers against the Yanks, who have a way of making objects in the rearview mirror seem closer than they appear.
It's unbelievable theater, Yankees and Red Sox. And the pitch to Damon. Swung on, and there goes to deep right. It is high, it is far, it is gone!
The Yankees won the first game 5-3. Was there cause for concern in Red Sox Nation?
I think most people knew, and I think the Red Sox players knew, that the Yankees at some point were going to make a run.
If that carries into the next 2 games and they don't get a W one of these next 2 games, then the Yankees may be in their head.
And the Yankees were about to officially do just that.
3-1 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 7th.
And the question is, how deep can that run go?
And here's the 1-0.
It all comes down to really one pitch.
That one is drilled to left and deep.
Stupid pitch, stupid spot to a smart hitter.
See ya! A big home run for Alex Rodriguez.
The last 2 nights they've beat us, and we're not very pleased about it.
So the Yankees win 4-3. They've cut the lead to 6 games.
So we'll show up tomorrow and try to remedy that.
Yankees, Red Sox, let's do it.
Another thrilling Yankees-Red Sox game. They're always tense, tight struggles.
See ya! Back-to-back home runs for Robinson Cano. Yankees sweep the Red Sox.
Incredibly, the Red Sox top 3 pitchers had fallen. And what once seemed like a certain division title for Boston was now evoking memories of the catastrophic collapse of 1978.
We have a history here at the Red Sox getting off to strong starts, and then historically there's been some decline towards the end of the season.
It reminded me a lot of 1978. It really did.
The drive toward left. Alex Rodriguez home run.
I know they got close, but I never had that feeling that they were going to be able to do that.
The Yankees made their run as we felt all year long they would make that run. It coincided with a period in which we were seeing injuries and not playing that well.
So the Red Sox were reeling, and injuries to key players left them on the bench. But with the pennant race heating up and the season entering its final month, they got a monumental and unexpected lift.
The lights are on at Fenway Park, and it's a return of Clay Buchholz. Of course, Tim Wakefield going down with a back problem last night.
Because of Wakefield missing the start last night, tonight was supposed to be Tavares' night. Of course, he had to get moved up, so Clay Buchholz gets his 2nd Major League start.
He is the #1 pitching prospect in the organization for Boston.
I found out probably in the 3rd inning of our game in Pawtucket, and they told me, so I had to gather all my stuff up and get up here last night.
Swing and a miss.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me.
3 Ks for Clay Buchholz.
The adrenaline was running, so I sort of tried to zone everything out.
Buchholz is not allowed to hit over 5 innings.
This kid's got good stuff.
Just about unhittable.
Had such good stuff, and I know Coco made a great play in center.
Crisp will go get it.
Pedroia made a great play at second.
And Dustin's gems seemed to inspire the entire team.
Back up the middle. Diving as Pedroia gets up and throws him out.
So when those things started going, we got to the 7th inning, and now you're saying, wow, there's 9 outs left, and then the 8th, there's 6 outs left.
It could be a historic night at Fenway Park tonight.
You know, when everybody knows what's going on, and then you look at the scoreboard and you're like, oh, Lord. That was around the 7th inning when I saw nobody was walking around me and everybody was sort of staying to themselves.
I think everyone just shut up and get out there and play behind them.
Back to Buchholz, who picks it himself, helping out his own cause.
I was about as nervous as I've been in a long time.
Patterson to center field, crisp, moving over, 2 down in the 9th.
Sure, it's exciting. You don't see that very often.
Everything boiled down to that moment.
He's a strike away. 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Clay Buchholz has thrown a no-hitter in Boston tonight, and it sends Fenway into a frenzy.
It was special and fun to watch, and just very proud of the organization. And 2 years ago, we identified our biggest challenge as not only developing young players, but integrating them into the Major League roster in a pennant race in Boston. And I think we have the right manager and the right coaching staff for that, and the right player development staff for that. So we couldn't be more proud of all those guys.
It definitely is a symbolic game. It just shows how unbelievable our front office has done. Homegrown guys that are drafted by the Red Sox and coming up through the farm systems, and we got young talent that's going to step in and have a huge role in the years to come.
And their young guns did come up big.
Bases clearing triple for Youkilis.
But every kid can learn from his poppy. And that's what happened in a September series with Tampa Bay.
Trailing by a run in the bottom of the 9th. Ortiz to right field. Back by the wall. It is gone. Mr. Clutch is back just out of the yard. Big Papi. And the Red Sox walk off with the win.
Well, let me tell you, I've been here 5 years. And one thing you got to worry about is when the Yankees, they're going to recover.
And in the middle of September, the surging Yankees came to Boston with the pressure of a pennant race mounting.
I don't know how they do it.
And the Yankees will take an 8-7 lead.
But they do it.
Ellsbury strikes out, and the Yankees take game 1 of this heavyweight bout.
You don't want to wake up a sleeping giant, and they got our attention. These guys are, I think it was a game and a half behind us, and it definitely got a lot of guys a little upset and said, hey, let's do it. Let's take it to these guys and let's win this thing.
Did the Sox have an answer for the Bronx Bombers? Indeed they did, in Josh Beckett.
Josh Beckett has dominated the Yankees.
I think he was a guy, especially if we lost a big game or we lost 2 or 3 games in a row and he came up, we felt good that he's the guy we wanted on the mound to change things and put it back in our direction.
A path that for Beckett led to 20 wins.
The story tonight is Josh Beckett. Strike 3 call. Josh Beckett's a 20-game winner. The pitch. Swing and a miss. First time in the majors since 05.
The Red Sox had steadied themselves in late September, and the division title was well within their grasp. Boston's march to October came to a climax on a special night at Fenway.
If you asked me what one of the great moments of the year was, I'd have to say being at Fenway Park, watching the Yankees play the Orioles in Camden Yards, knowing that if the Orioles could beat the Yankees, we'd win the division.
It was kind of a surreal night, the way it happened. We win.
They should do it. Ellsbury is over, calling. He makes the catch, and the Red Sox magic number for winning the AL East is 1.
The way it all transpired was probably only in Boston.
Now all eyes will be directed towards Camden Yards in Baltimore.
It's surreal. Everyone in the ballpark is watching the Yankees play the Orioles.
There it is, 8-6. The Yankees have the advantage in the bottom of the 7th inning.
A lead that stood at 9-6 in the 9th. But more than 5,000 faithful Red Sox fans stuck around to watch.
For Rivera, this is a save situation. It's what they call a platter save. Come in with a 3-run lead and needing just 3 outs.
No way Rivera blows a 3-run lead. Still, the nation watched.
A lot of us were sitting around in Tito's office hoping that the Orioles would come back
Jay Payton will come up with the bases loaded.
The runner at first would tie the game. And the 2-1 to Payton. Line drive, that's going to be a base hit into the gap. It gets past Abreu, and the game is going to be tied. A bases clearing triple for Jay Payton. It's 9-9.
As the game moved into the 10th inning, those 5,000 fans hoped to witness a rare clinching moment at home. And the Orioles did not disappoint.
Now Melvin Mora comes up with 2 out and the bases loaded.
Everyone in the clubhouse had rain gear on, and Alex Cora yelled out, "Bunt."
Pitch to the right-handed batter, bunts at third base side. This will win it for the Orioles and the Red Sox. The Red Sox, with that Yankees loss, claim the American League East title.
To win this division is no small feat. And to see the looks on people's faces, like John Henry and Theo and Tom and everybody involved, it's very special.
It's just so great to finally break through to, after 160 games to be in this position heading into the playoffs and hopefully having home field advantage throughout the postseason.
Why are you dry?
It had been 12 long years since Boston had won its division, and the manner in which they did so made it that much sweeter.
It really was meaningful, and the fact that we did it our way. We didn't sell out to win the division. We didn't push guys through injuries. We didn't risk any of our future in order to win the division in the face of some public criticism, but we ended up prevailing in the end.
Fenway Park was a love fest as fans and players rejoiced in the moment together. One nation, united.
These people stuck around, Red Sox Nation. They got what they deserved, and 11 more wins to go.
And what better way to revel in the conquest of an empire than with a celebratory dance?
Obviously, beating the Yankees was a very important thing for the Red Sox this year. So I think that the team went into postseason feeling very confident about themselves.
Boston had beaten the Angels in 6 straight postseason games. In their quest to make it 7, the Red Sox sent the league's premier pitcher to the mound for Game 1. And Josh Beckett satisfied every expectation by tossing a complete game shutout.
You know you got a quality start right from the beginning. He's going to give you time for us to see the other pitcher, work them out a little bit, and then score.
Home run! Kevin Youkilis, 1-0 Boston. Youk with his first postseason hit, and it's a long one.
Ortiz had plenty of playoff hits to his credit.
Bueno, David, un batazo profundo, right field. La bola toma altura, sigue tomando altura, la bola.
Big Papi was giving the Angels a devil of a time. So in Game 2, they devised a plan to stop him.
They're going to walk him, face Manny.
It's almost pick your poison. You can't pitch around one to pitch to the other because they're both very dangerous.
That became obvious in the bottom of the 9th, when, with the score tied, they walked Ortiz for the 4th time. Manny, of course, accepted the challenge.
A-Rod to the set. He fires. Swing a long drive to left, way back, deep into the night. 3-run walk-off home run, Manny Ramirez, and the Red Sox have won it.
I haven't been right all year round, but I guess, when you don't feel good and you still get hits, that's when you know you are a bad man.
The Red Sox lead the series 2-0.
It was off to Anaheim, where Boston sought to win its 9th straight playoff game against the Angels.
You're up 2-0 with a chance to put the final nail in the coffin, or you don't do it, they get back in the series. We played a great series in that game. I thought we just did everything we had to do. We got on them early, got ahead, and when we did, we never looked back.
Back-to-back homers by Big Papi and Manny Ramirez. It's 2-0 Boston here in the 4th.
These two guys are quickly becoming the Madeline Maris, the McCovey and Mays, and the Aaron and Matthews of this generation. They're a 1-2 punch that nobody wants to deal with.
Also no stranger to postseason success was Curt Schilling, and his 7 shutout innings in Game 3 of this series added still another chapter to his playoff lore.
He has been money today.
And the Red Sox have swept the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the American League Division Series. Welcome to Fenway Park, where the Red Sox and the Cleveland Indians open the 2007 American League Championship Series.
Whether the rest of the country realizes it yet, I know they don't in New York, these are the 2 best teams in the American League.
No question about it.
Boston had yet to lose in the playoffs and sought to continue that trend with its dynamic duo still sizzling from the division series.
A line shot left center field, base hit.
Up the middle, David Ortiz.
Another hit for Manny.
They both reached base 5 times without making it out. That's never happened with teammates in the history of the postseason.
2 perfect nights at the plate. 10 plate appearances, 10 times that duo reached base.
It was more than enough for Josh Beckett, who continued to dominate on the October stage.
Beckett strikes out the side.
It seems like his concentration level just zooms in the playoffs. I mean, he's so focused. He executes his game plan almost to a T, and that's why he's our ace.
For the 2nd straight series, Beckett won Game 1, besting eventual Cy Young Award winner CC Sabathia, who was battered for 8 runs.
The Red Sox win it behind Josh Beckett, and that lethal 3-4 combination of David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez.
The most fearsome twosome in the game ever since they became teammates in 2003.
Of the last 20 years, I think they probably are the greatest combination because it's power, on base, it's everything. And their confidence level is just so great.
So was Boston's after Game 1. But Cleveland would prove to be a worthy adversary, having won as many regular season games as the Red Sox. And they bounced right back, stealing the momentum in Game 2. The series was shaping up to be a real nail-biter.
The Indians take Game 2, and this series is tied at a game apiece.
After managing a split in Boston, the Tribe now had home field advantage.
Cleveland is a deep, talented baseball team, and we expected to have our hands full when we were playing them.
Ball game! And the Indians have a 2-1 lead.
We won our first 4 postseason games. We immediately lose 3 in a row.
The Cleveland Indians are 1 win away. They've won 3 consecutive games from the Boston Red Sox.
Being down 3-1 against Cleveland was not a new scenario to us, having been through 2004.
The most stunning comeback in baseball history. First team ever to win a series, went down 3-0.
That was key. The veterans on the team didn't panic. In fact, they set a great example.
And we had a little team meeting after Game 4, and for the few guys that were here from 04, to make sure the guys that weren't here understood, we don't have to win 3 straight games.
We got to go out there and win 1 inning at a time. And if we go out there and try to win each and every inning, those innings will eventually turn into wins.
If every guy on that team plays the game 1 pitch, 1 out, 1 at bat at a time, there's no team on the planet that could beat us.
Although they were staring elimination in the face, it was apparent that both the Red Sox and their ever-hopeful nation saw no reason to panic.
The mood of this thing changed in an instant.
I don't think there is any question about it, and it can change like that. And that's why I think the Red Sox have a chance.
There's a new aura in Boston, and no one embodies it like the man on the mound for Game 5.
Well, it doesn't hurt when you're down 3-1 and you have the best pitcher on the planet, going for you in that game, in Beckett.
He carries himself with such an air, not of arrogance.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
But of confidence.
Another strikeout for Beckett.
Having that guy that you know you're going to send out there.
The 10th strikeout of the night for Josh Beckett.
And you almost know what you're going to get. And the level that you're going to get, I think, relaxes the entire team.
The Red Sox would need all of Beckett's moxie, for through 6, they were locked in a close game, and the bounces weren't going their way.
Jammed a bit, but it's still carrying at the wall, and this ball is off the top of the wall. Ortiz coming to the plate to score. The Red Sox are going to argue that ball was out.
Manny just missed a home run, and instead of a larger lead, the Sox were up by just 1 in the 3rd.
A swing and a shot down the left field line. It's a foul ball by inches. Wow. That looked like a 2-run double.
But then in what would become a trend in this postseason, Boston took a close game and blew it wide open.
Pedroia will score. Youkilis goes to 3rd, and it's 3-1 Boston.
Kicks and fires. Gets away, goes to the backstop. Here comes the run to score. The Red Sox get another. They lead it 7-1.
In the end, Beckett was brilliant, striking out 11. And now Boston had the luxury of heading home.
Home field advantage means an enormous amount to the Boston Red Sox. We had to get back here, and what Beckett did in that game was just breathtaking.
The Boston Red Sox have done what they needed to do tonight in desperate straits, and now there will be a Game 6 at Fenway Park.
Coming back and playing in Fenway Park, playing in front of the most passionate and perhaps most enthusiastic fans in baseball was going to be a real advantage.
Just seemed like if we get it back to Fenway and get in our environment, big advantage for us. And our offense just took some time to get going, and once they did, it was game over.
The patiently aggressive Red Sox offense played its hand to precision as their first 3 batters reached base in the 1st. But the middle of the lineup came up short, putting the pressure on a much-maligned player who now had the chance for redemption.
And now this inning falls right into the lap of a guy who has not driven in a run in this series, J.D. Drew. 3-1 on Drew.
A fly ball, center field, hit well. Back goes Sizemore to the warning track by the fence, and it's gone! Grand slam, J.D. Drew. The Red Sox lead it 4-0.
J.D. gets a ball, not only getting a 2-out RBI, but getting 4 in one bunch. I mean, the emotion in the ballpark, you could just feel.
J.D. Drew with his biggest hit ever as a member of the Red Sox.
I was very relaxed going into the at-bat. Realized we had 2 outs. Didn't really want to walk off the field without any runs, so just trying to hit a ball hard.
And with one swing, he erased an entire season filled with frustration, both for him and these fans here at Fenway.
J.D. Drew is a special player who did not have a year. I'm sure he's not real proud of the year he had. But tonight, it won the game, and it was exciting to see.
J.D. took the pressure off, and the Boston bats responded.
Picking him up, laying him down.
They quickly made it clear there would indeed be a Game 7 at Fenway Park.
A 12-2 pounding of the Cleveland Indians here tonight, and the Red Sox stay alive.
We're excited. We show up tomorrow and do the same thing we do every day. Kick Pedroia's ass in cribbage. Try to go win a baseball game.
Here we are, Game 7, LCS. Definitely, this is the best baseball has to offer.
All eyes were on the Game 7 starter for Boston, Daisuke Matsuzaka. And many of them, thousands of miles away, were watching in his homeland.
I think the entire nation of Japan was awake and watching that game.
Swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup.
And we saw Daisuke pitch in a way that gave us a chance to win.
Hard hit, past Peralta. Here comes Pedroia, and the Red Sox strike first.
After the Boston offense generated a 3-0 lead, Daisuke would dodge bullets throughout the middle innings.
Swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup. Daisuke gets out of further difficulty, but the Indians get another run back.
As the Red Sox nursed a slim lead, the Indians continued to fight and nearly stole the momentum back in the 7th.
Here is Gutierrez, and a base hit could tie this game. Lofton, the speedy runner at second.
Hard hit, and that's a fair ball. Lofton will round third. He stopped, and it's first and third, 1 out.
What is that all about?
Even though the ball hit that railing and ricocheted over to Manny, I expected to see Lofton heading home on that.
Yeah, I did too.
The Indians failed to tie the game, and the Red Sox defense quickly put an end to the Tribe's late-inning rally.
To the third baseman, Lowell. Pedroia, double play, and the Red Sox keep their lead.
Riding a wave of momentum in the bottom of the 7th, the Red Sox found power from an unlikely source.
Launches one into left.
I don't even remember running on the bases, to tell you the truth.
Pedroia, two-run shot. Red Sox up 3.
It's the biggest at bat of my life, and I'll never forget it.
And now, in the biggest game of the season, Boston was in good hands.
Blake into right center field. Chris back to his left, still going, and the Red Sox win the pennant.
The Red Sox are mobbing one another by home plate.
04 to 07, we played 7 do-or-die games. We were down 3-0 to the Yankees, we won 4 in a row. We were down 3-1 to the Indians, we won 3 in a row.
They showed a lot of heart because it looked like they were dead in Cleveland.
I think that speaks to the core character of the club.
You know, we started in August last year. We're determined to take it up another notch. And then to see it happen like this, especially the way it happened, I'm just so happy for the fans of New England.
The 2007 Boston Red Sox are headed to the World Series. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Fenway Park for Game 1 of the 2007 World Series. It's the Sox against the Rocks.
Good luck to you, Poppy. Hey, congratulations to you guys, man.
Oh, thank you.
The Red Sox had once again overcome an imposing deficit in the ALCS. But with a savvy manager like Terry Francona, it was really no surprise that they were once again in the Fall Classic.
It's a very difficult job. What he's done extremely well is he knows his players, and he knows what buttons to push.
And one of those buttons was to insert Jacoby Ellsbury into the lineup in Game 6 of the ALCS, a move that paid immediate dividends.
Ellsbury loops a base hit into left, and the rookie delivers.
Francona knows how hard it is to get to this point, and he was duly impressed with the historic streak the Colorado Rockies were on, one that captivated the baseball world.
This is the hottest team in baseball, a historically hot team coming into the World Series.
You're facing a team that had won 21 out of 22, hadn't lost a game in 38 days.
But this wasn't the Rockies' first trip to Fenway, where in June their shortstop had boldly claimed that they'd be back.
When we beat Boston in June, Tula goes and says, we're going to be back here for the World Series.
Rockies win the series 2-1.
I predicted it, that we'd be back here for the World Series. I saw their team and thought they were the team that was going to come out of the American League, and what I said was true.
But be careful what you wish for. For now, in Game 1, the Rockies would have to face the unbeatable Josh Beckett.
In 23 innings pitched, he struck out 26. He's only walked one guy, one of the most dominant postseason performers that we've seen.
And Beckett predictably put Boston on the road to its second World Series title in 4 years.
Fastball on the outside corner, strike 3 call.
Josh took the ball and was dominant from the outset.
This Fenway crowd thrilled with their big guy.
And began to cement his place here.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out.
As soon as he struck out those 3 first guys, we knew he was on.
And that'll do it for the Rockies. They're out in order, and Beckett stands beside.
When he had that fastball going on, man, problems are going to happen for the other team.
When you strike guys out, especially good hitters, it gives you a little extra oomph.
And once again, Boston's pitching set the stage for its lethal offense.
Hey, Dustin. I tried to set the tone for the game, hitting the leadoff. That first game, I was fortunate enough to get a pitch that I could handle, and I hit it good.
Drives one deep toward left center field, back by the wall, it goes! A home run for Pedroia, leading off the World Series for the Red Sox.
It definitely got us pumped up and ready to go, and I think that just kind of correlated how everything ended up playing out. It worked out great.
The Red Sox proceeded to pile on their runs at a record rate, giving Beckett all the support he would need to showcase his skill.
Beckett has just been sensational, devastating, invincible.
The Red Sox lead the 2007 World Series 1-0.
Tonight at Fenway, all Boston. The Red Sox 13, the Rockies 1.
Having handed the Rockies only their second loss in 23 games, the Red Sox swagger was at an all-time high. And in Game 2, they had the right man on the mound to knock the Rockies down another notch and add to his playoff legacy.
It'll be Curt Schilling for the Red Sox, who's already won 10 postseason games in his illustrious career.
Fastball called strike 3.
Schilling kept the Rockies grounded, and the offense picked him up.
Tied at 1 in the 5th inning. 2 on, 2 out. The batter is Mikey Lowell.
Line drive into left will put Boston out in front. Mike Lowell has delivered.
With a slim lead, Schilling hung tough.
Strike 3 called over the inside corner with a fastball.
It's a good feeling when he pitches. Whatever the situation, you know he's going to be prepared for it.
The legend grows for Curt Schilling.
Curt left in the 6th inning in favor of Boston's rock-solid bullpen, led by Okajima, who had yet to be scored upon in the postseason.
Swings and misses, he got him.
Without Oki, we don't get where we ended up.
He has been unbelievable, Hideki Okajima.
Okajima gave way to Papelbon for a 4-out save, but he was greeted rudely by the Rockies' Matt Holliday.
Right back at Papelbon, and Papelbon ended up on the ground.
Now, with a tying run on first, Jonathan got his revenge without throwing a pitch.
And it's sort of first, and they have picked him off. Wow! The possible tying run of the game gets picked off.
Our scouts knew that Halladay had a tendency to run with 2 outs on the first pitch, and Papelbon picked off his first batter all year.
The 9th inning proved much more routine.
Papelbon throws. He struck it out with a high fastball.
The Red Sox lead the 2007 World Series 2 games to none as Jonathan Papelbon saves this 2-1 victory for Boston.
2 more.
When the series moved to Colorado, Daisuke became the first Japanese pitcher to start a World Series game. Despite his late-season struggles, he took to the mound, looking to show Boston fans he was worth the effort the organization made to get him. For these were the moments he thrived on.
What a huge event at about 10 o'clock in the morning, Tokyo time.
With no designated hitter, there was never any doubt that Ortiz would start at first base, a move that sent a red-hot hitter to the bench.
This isn't like any other player. This is David Ortiz. I mean, this is Big Papi. He's one of the best hitters in all of baseball. So to think you're going to play, you know, you're crazy.
And it paid off right from the start.
And he rips one into the corner. Red Sox score first. Ellsbury to the plate on an RBI double by David Ortiz.
And that was just the beginning, as Lowell came up with the bases loaded, looking to continue his clutch hitting.
Swing the ground ball right up the middle. It's a 2-run single for Lowell, and it is 3-0 Boston.
Then a big league first.
Into left field, a base hit for Daisuke, and the Red Sox lead it 5-0.
We'll take RBIs from anybody. I don't know that you can count on that coming into a game. I mean, he said he was a good hitter.
But he's an even better pitcher, which he proved through 5+ innings.
Breaking ball for strike 3. How good has Daisuke Matsuzaka been tonight, huh?
But Daisuke would get into trouble in the 6th and gave way to the bullpen, which promptly surrendered 2 runs. Colorado would have gotten more had it not been for some stout Boston defense.
Line drive caught by Lugo. Up to get it, and the inning is over.
That one was ticketed for left field. It would have made it a 6-3 game, but Lugo with the leaping grab.
Lugo's catch preserved the Red Sox' sizable lead, and they would need that 4-run cushion as the Rockies' MVP stepped to the plate in the bottom of the 7th.
And he shoots one into center field. Back at the wall.
A 3-run blast by Holliday, and the Rockies have cut the Red Sox lead to 6-5.
But in the 8th, the Red Sox extinguished Colorado's mile-high hopes when Ellsbury and Pedroia put the game away.
Fly ball to right field toward the line. Long run for Hoppy. Dives. He can't get it. It rolls away. Here comes Lugo to score. Ellsbury to second with his 3rd double of the game, and the Red Sox lead it 7-5.
And now Pedroia lines one into right. The Red Sox keep coming. 2 more runs.
And the Red Sox now lead it 9-5.
What a game by Ellsbury and Pedroia.
They're 7 for 10 with 4 RBIs.
And Papelbon closed things out to give Boston a commanding 3-0 lead.
The Boston Red Sox are 1 game away from winning the World Championship.
The Red Sox were playing baseball at their highest level all season long and were feeling loose as they turned to yet another rising star in a big spot. Jon Lester's appearance on the mound for Game 4 was the result of both a heroic battle with cancer and a teammate's decision to do what's best for the team.
The decision was made to take me off the World Series roster. I just didn't think it was fair to put those other 24 guys through that.
Wakefield's back injury gave Lester the chance of a lifetime.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out.
We had a lot of breathing room going into that game, and I think that just made me feel that much more comfortable.
Adding to his comfort was an early lead, and Lester proceeded to pitch 5 2/3 innings of shutout ball.
Swing and a miss and a high fastball. He got him.
What a performance by Jon Lester, and those Red Sox fans who made the trip here to Denver give him a nice round of applause, and it is well-deserved.
I'm a firm believer that things like this happen for a reason. I think Jon Lester deserved to get that start, and what he did in Game 4 was truly inspirational for all of us.
Lester had done his part, but the game remained close until World Series MVP Mike Lowell gave Boston some breathing room.
Mike Lowell with a shot into the left field bleachers, and it is 3-0 Red Sox.
These Sox were built to win, and new addition Bobby Kelty was the right piece in the right place at the right time.
Long drive to left field. This is deep. It is gone.
The Red Sox got him because he hits left-handers very well. Well, here he goes, and he's in the World Series. He's got his first crack at doing something. Bing, home run from the right side of the plate.
A pinch home run for Bobby Kelty in his first World Series at bat. Can you believe it?
But Colorado would not go quietly, making it a one-run game in the 8th.
That is a shot into left. Back at the wall, it's a one-run game.
Prompting an urgent call to the bullpen.
Francona, who will give it to Papelbon.
Now, Boston was just 3 outs away from the World Series championship.
You don't have a chance to sit back and let your emotions get ahead of you with a one-run game.
2 out, 9th inning.
I just wanted the game to be over with. It was too crazy.
The Rockies are down to their last strike.
Being on the mound, making the last out, is definitely something you dream about.
Papelbon sets the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's over. The Red Sox are the world champions of baseball for 2007.
There in that last moment was complete release, elation, just pure joy.
Varitek leaps into the arms of Papelbon in front of the mound, and the celebration is on.
People say it's never the same as the first time. It wasn't the same. It was a little bit different feeling, but just as sweet.
07 just seemed like a victory for everybody in the organization and a sense of pride.
Pride in each other and the sacrifices made along the way to reach their final destination.
I just want to say one thing. This guy right here, this win is for this man right here.
The Red Sox are World Series champions.
It's the hardest thing to do, to take yourself out of the game for someone else. But he did it, and I'm proud of him.
The World Championship of Major League Baseball once again belongs to Red Sox Nation.
And how better to celebrate a championship than with a roll and rally through the streets of Boston.
It's great to know that you have fans that really support you and love you and really care about you.
That's awesome. It's awesome to see all the fans that have supported us all year long. It's been an unbelievable year, and I wish it didn't stop.
It did, in fact, feel like it would never end, as thousands of fans gave thanks to the Red Sox for making their fall such a classic.
Red Sox Nation is very special. This is not just Boston, Massachusetts, New England. This is nationwide. There's something special about this organization, about this team, and about the Red Sox spirit.
These people, they deserve this. They support us all year round, and that's why we try our best every day. See if we can look forward to get one of these per year.
When the fans, are expressing their appreciation, I think that's the ultimate feeling. I think first and foremost, the respect for your teammates, but then when the fans appreciate you, it's that much more.
The pressure of the games is over, and we can sit back and enjoy and watch. Now we'll get to see the fans, and it can get intermixed with the players, and the organization is just fabulous. I hope we can do this again.
In 2007, nothing could stand in the way of the Boston Red Sox.
Right out of the chute, we played like a team. We had a different hero every night. No deficit was too great.
To spend the entire season in front and build such a big lead made the seasons have sort of a magical feel, I think.
It meant a lot in '04 when we won it, and to be able to turn around 3 years later and win another one really says a lot about the organization and where it's headed.
Far removed from its sometimes painful past, this Boston team rarely disappoints its fans in the clutch.
And the Red Sox are winners!
We want to put in place beliefs that, there is no mountain too high to climb, no hurdle too high to jump.
Obviously, it's ironic. The team that couldn't quite close the deal for many decades, and now we've come back from near disaster to bounce back and win. I hope that becomes the new Red Sox way, the new Red Sox image.
And why not? After all, these Red Sox have been artfully constructed with a core of battle-tested veterans, an amazingly tough pitcher in Josh Beckett, and an infusion of youth led by Rookie of the Year Dustin Pedroia. The future has no boundaries.
If I'd said to you a year ago that the top two batters in the World Series for the Red Sox in 2007 would be Pedroia and Ellsbury, you'd say, well, who are these guys?
Not only did we have a few more young players than I'm used to seeing on the championship team, but they were huge contributing components to us winning it.
You're talking about Pedroia, Ellsbury, Papelbon, Euclid, some pretty special young players that are able to come into this market in Boston. Not only, we're not talking about surviving, we're talking about thriving.
We have a lot of guys in place that are going to be very good for a long period of time. That's exciting for the Red Sox Nation to be able to put a team on the field that could dominate for the next couple of years.
For now, it's time to celebrate the exploits of the 2007 squad. Champions again, the nation has been rewarded twice now in the space of just 4 years. So we ask, has a new era dawned in the major leagues? Has a new team staked its claim as the very best?
Thank you. This is about winning here, and things have changed. This is not, your dad's Boston Red Sox. This is a new tradition being laid, new foundation being laid for the future.
I hope we don't become the team where people start hating us because we're always winning, but I'll take it. If people start hating us because we're winning World Series, I'll take it any day of the week.
Hopefully we can kind of get this reign of Red Sox baseball to where, we're the ones that are going to be at the top of the American League East every year, and we're the ones that are going to be the ones to beat.